Life will hit hard. Mental toughness is your shield, not your armor. This simple truth holds the key to navigating the storms that come your way. Too often, people approach life's challenges thinking they need to build an impenetrable armor around themselves, a rigid shell that blocks out pain, discomfort, and vulnerability. But armor is heavy, inflexible, and isolates you from the world. It creates a barrier between you and the very things you need to grow, to connect, and to overcome. Mental toughness, on the other hand, is dynamic and alive. It's a shield you wield consciously, a tool that allows you to protect what matters while still being open enough to learn, adapt, and push forward. When life hits you, it's inevitable that you will face setbacks, losses, disappointments, and moments where everything feels like it's falling apart. The difference between those who survive and those who thrive is not in the absence of hardship, but in how they respond to it. Mental toughness doesn't mean you never feel pain or fear. It means you don't let those feelings control you. It means having the strength to face your reality without flinching, to stand your ground when the world tries to knock you down, and to find a way forward when the path seems impossible. Think about a shield in battle. It's designed to absorb impact, to deflect blows, and to protect the vital parts beneath it. It's not meant to make you invincible or untouched. It's meant to give you control over what gets through and what doesn't. When your mind is strong, it becomes this shield, allowing you to process pain, disappointment, and criticism without being destroyed by them. It lets you stay calm in chaos, focused in distraction, and hopeful in despair. It teaches you to distinguish between the noise and the signal, between what matters and what's just trying to drag you down. Armor, by contrast, hardens you and keeps you from feeling fully alive. It's like putting up walls so high that no light can enter. When you armor yourself emotionally and mentally, you stop growing because growth requires vulnerability. You can't change if you refuse to see your own weaknesses, if you reject feedback, if you shield yourself from every discomfort. Armor isolates you. It separates you from others, creating distance and misunderstanding. You might feel safe inside your shell, but that safety is an illusion. Deep down, it breeds fear. Fear of being hurt, fear of failure, fear of showing your true self. Mental toughness embraces vulnerability instead of avoiding it. It's not about being unbreakable, It's about being unshakable in your purpose and your values even when you do break. It's about picking yourself up after every fall with more wisdom and grit than before, It's about recognizing that pain and struggle are part of the process, not signs that you should quit or hide. Every time you face hardship with courage, you strengthen that shield, making it easier to face the next battle. To build mental toughness, you must train your mind like an athlete trains their body. It takes discipline, practice, and consistency. You need to learn to control your thoughts, to catch yourself when negativity or self-doubt creeps in. You must develop habits that reinforce resilience, daily rituals that anchor you in your mission and remind you why you started in the first place. You need to surround yourself with truth tellers, people who push you rather than placate you, who demand your best even when it hurts, because mental toughness grows in the soil of challenge, not comfort. Another key to mental toughness is perspective. When life hits hard, it's easy to get trapped in the moment's pain and lose sight of the bigger picture. But those who endure understand that setbacks are temporary and often necessary. They see failure not as a final destination, but a stepping stone to something greater. They reframe obstacles as lessons and rejection as redirection. This shift in mindset doesn't eliminate hardship, but it changes its meaning. And when meaning changes, so does your power over it. Lastly, mental toughness requires compassion, especially for yourself. Many people confuse toughness with harshness. They beat themselves up for not being perfect or strong enough. But true toughness means accepting your humanity, your flaws, and your limitations without letting them define you. It means forgiving yourself for mistakes and using them as fuel for growth. This balance of strength and softness is what makes mental toughness sustainable over the long haul. So when life knocks you down, remember that mental toughness is not about building a fortress that keeps everything out. It's about carrying a shield that protects your heart and mind while still allowing you to move forward, to fight and to grow stronger with every hit. It's the difference between surviving and thriving in a world that will never stop testing you. Demons don't always wear horns. Sometimes they smile in your face. This is a harsh truth that many people struggle to accept because it goes against our natural instinct to trust those closest to us. We often believe that the people who say they care for us have our best interests at heart, that their smiles and kind words are genuine. But the reality is that some of the most destructive forces in our lives come disguised as friends, family, or loved ones. They wear masks of kindness, concern, and love, yet behind that facade, they are undermining your growth, your confidence, and your peace of mind. Recognizing these hidden demons is one of the most crucial steps toward protecting yourself and building the mental strength needed to thrive when life gets tough. When demons smile in your face, they master the art of deception. They don't announce their harmful intentions. Instead, they speak in half-truths, give backhanded compliments, or subtly plant seeds of doubt. Their words may seem caring on the surface, but underneath lies a poison designed to weaken your resolve. They exploit your vulnerabilities, your hopes, and your kindness to keep you stuck where you are, whether it's in fear, self-doubt, or complacency. These smiling demons feed on your energy and thrive when you question your worth or hesitate to pursue your dreams. One of the most dangerous traits of these hidden demons is their ability to manipulate your emotions through guilt and obligation. They will make you feel responsible for their pain or failures. Twisting your empathy into chains that bind you to their agenda. They may constantly remind you of past mistakes, real or imagined, to keep you doubting yourself. When you try to set boundaries or step away, they react with hurt or anger, making you feel selfish for wanting to protect your own well-being. This emotional manipulation is a subtle but powerful weapon that drains your mental strength and clouds your judgment. The smiling demon can also appear as someone who constantly criticizes under the guise of helping or giving advice. Their words aren't meant to uplift, but to chip away at your confidence. Often disguised as tough love or concern, they may tell you you're not good enough, not ready, or not deserving of success, all while pretending to want what's best for you. This kind of negativity wears you down over time, making you second-guess your abilities and your decisions. Because they cloak their intentions in concern, it's easy to overlook the damage they cause until you find yourself trapped in cycles of self-doubt and hesitation. Another way these demons smile in your face is by enabling your excuses and limiting beliefs. They subtly reinforce your fears by validating your reasons for not moving forward. When you express ambition or a desire to change, they respond with skepticism, doubt, or warnings of failure. Instead of encouraging growth, they keep you comfortable in your current situation. Even if it's unhealthy or unfulfilling, that their approval comes at the cost of your progress, and their presence becomes a silent anchor holding you back. The challenge is that because their smiles seem friendly and their intentions appear helpful, you might not realize their true impact until much later. These hidden demons thrive on control. They want to shape your reality in a way that benefits them, whether it's maintaining power, avoiding change, or protecting their own insecurities. They are often threatened by your growth because it challenges their place in your life and forces them to confront their own weaknesses. So they use manipulation, guilt, criticism, and false kindness to keep you under their influence. They disguise their selfishness as love, making it hard to distinguish genuine support from toxic behavior. Recognizing these demons requires deep self-awareness and courage. It means questioning the intentions behind the words and actions of those around you, especially when something doesn't feel right. Trust your instincts when you feel drained, anxious, or diminished after interactions with certain people. Notice if their presence consistently brings negativity, even if it's masked by a smile. Understand that protecting your mental and emotional health might mean creating distance, setting firm boundaries, or even letting go of relationships that no longer serve your growth. It's important to remember that calling someone a demon isn't about labeling or condemning them without reason. Sometimes people act out of their own pain, fear, or ignorance, unaware of the damage they cause. But the responsibility to protect yourself lies with you. You can't wait for others to change or recognize their own darkness. You have to recognize the impact they have on your mind and spirit and take action to shield yourself. The hardest part about demons who smile in your face is that they blur the lines between love and toxicity, care and control, support and sabotage. This confusion can keep you trapped in cycles of forgiveness, hope, and disappointment. You might find yourself making excuses for their behavior, hoping they will change you, or feeling guilty for protecting your own peace. But the truth is that mental strength comes from seeing these dynamics clearly and refusing to let them define your story. It comes from choosing yourself, you, even when it's painful or lonely, and building a life surrounded by those who truly want to see you rise without hidden agendas. Ultimately, the secret to spotting these smiling demons is learning to listen to your own feelings more than the words they say. When someone's smile feels heavy with unspoken intentions, when their presence leaves you smaller instead of stronger, you owe it to yourself to look deeper. Life will throw many challenges your way, but the toughest battles are often fought within the circles you once called safe. Guard your mind, trust your instincts, and remember that real love never comes with a hidden dagger behind the smile. Your true friends lift you up, demons enable your excuses and drain your energy. This contrast is a fundamental truth that too many people overlook until it's too late. In life, you will encounter all kinds of people, some who genuinely want to see you rise, and others who, whether intentionally or unconsciously, keep you trapped in cycles of doubt, fear, and stagnation. Understanding the difference between those who elevate you and those who pull you down is essential for building mental strength and creating a life that aligns with your highest potential. True friends are rare because they require something deep, a commitment not just to enjoy the good times with you, but to stand beside you through the struggles. They don't sugarcoat the truth or enable your weaknesses. Instead, they challenge you when you're making excuses, push you to face your fears, and hold you accountable to your goals. These friends see your potential even when you can't, and they refuse to let you settle for less than what you're capable of. Their energy is contagious. Being around them inspires confidence, resilience, and a relentless drive to keep moving forward. On the other hand, demons, whether disguised as friends, family, or acquaintances, do the opposite. They enable your excuses, feeding the part of you that wants to quit, hide, or stay stuck in comfort zones. These people might seem supportive on the surface, but their support often comes with strings attached. They might tell you it's okay not to try too hard, to avoid risks, or to lower your standards because the world is too tough or you're not ready. Their words act as permission slips to stay small and safe, but what they're really doing is draining your energy and undermining your growth. The energy drained from these demons is subtle and insidious. It doesn't always come as outright sabotage or harsh criticism. More often, it's a slow erosion of your motivation and self-belief. They show up with negativity disguised as realism, drowning your dreams in doubts and fears. When you share your aspirations, they respond with, "That's too hard. You're not like so-and-so," or "Maybe you should think smaller." They validate your excuses instead of challenging them, making you question whether the effort is worth it. Over time, this constant undermining can turn your mind into a battlefield where hope fights despair. True friends don't do that. They celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and remind you why you started when the journey gets tough. They listen, but they don't let you get away with excuses. Instead, they ask the tough questions that force you to dig deeper. What's really holding you back? What can you do differently? How will you overcome this obstacle? They push you to find solutions rather than wallow in problems. Being around such friends means you are held to a higher standard, not to shame you, but to bring out the best version of yourself. Another critical difference is how these two types of people handle your boundaries and growth. True friends respect your need for space, your changes, and your evolving priorities. They understand that growth can be uncomfortable and that sometimes you need to distance yourself from old patterns, habits, or even relationships to move forward. They encourage your progress and want to see you expand your horizons, even if it means you won't be as available to them all the time. Demons, however, resist your growth because it threatens their control or comfort. They want to keep you within their sphere of influence and might guilt trip you for choosing yourself over their expectations. Their energy is often draining because they demand more of your time, attention, or emotional labor without giving back. They thrive on your hesitation, your doubts, and your inability to say no. These relationships leave you feeling exhausted, anxious, or stuck in a loop where nothing changes but your frustration grows. The stark reality is that you get to choose who you allow in your inner circle. Your mental strength depends on recognizing who lifts you up and who pulls you down. It requires courage to distance yourself from those who enable your excuses, especially when they are family or long-time acquaintances. But this courage is necessary to protect your energy and focus on what truly matters. Growth and success demand your full commitment, and that cannot coexist with people who drain your resolve. True friendship is a partnership built on mutual respect, honesty, and a shared desire to see each other win. These friends celebrate your journey as much as the destination, you. They are willing to challenge you because they believe in your potential and want you to break through the limits you place on yourself. Their presence fuels your mission, helping you keep momentum even when the path is steep and the nights are long. Demons disguised as friends, on the other hand, thrive in the shadows of your hesitation. They are comfortable when you settle, when you make excuses, when you let fear dictate your choices. Their smiles might be convincing, but their energy is toxic. They are not your allies, you. They are obstacles dressed in familiarity. The secret to mental strength lies in learning to spot these energy vampires and choosing to surround yourself with those who elevate your spirit, you. Challenge your excuses and amplify your courage to keep going no matter what. Emotional manipulation disguised as love is the cruelest demon because it preys on the very core of your trust and vulnerability. When someone claims to love you, you naturally expect kindness, support, you, and honesty. You open your heart and lower your guard, believing that the connection is genuine and safe. But when love becomes a mask for manipulation, it twists those expectations into chains that bind you to confusion, guilt, and self-doubt. This form of manipulation is especially insidious because it doesn't look like the harsh, obvious abuse many imagine. Instead, it creeps in through subtle tactics that make you question your reality and question your worth. All while convincing you that the manipulator's control is an expression of care. The cruelest part about emotional manipulation disguised as love is that it weaponizes your deepest needs. The need to be accepted, to belong, to be cared for. Manipulators know this well. They exploit your desire for connection by mixing affection with control, kindness with conditional demands. One moment, they show warmth and tenderness that feels like refuge, and the next, they pull back, withhold affection, or criticize you to keep you off balance. This push and pull creates a cycle of confusion and dependency. You find yourself constantly striving to regain their approval or avoid their displeasure, never fully understanding where you stand. This form of manipulation often uses guilt as its primary tool. You might hear phrases like, if you really loved me, or I'm only upset because I care so much about you. These words are designed to trap you in a web where you feel responsible for the manipulator's feelings and actions. The lines between your needs and theirs blur, leaving you questioning whether you are selfish for setting boundaries or wanting your own space. The manipulator shifts blame onto you, making you believe that any conflict or pain arises from your failures rather than their controlling behavior. This creates a psychological trap where you constantly apologize and try harder, but the manipulation only tightens. Another tactic is playing the victim while simultaneously controlling your actions and emotions. The manipulator convinces you that they are suffering or sacrificing for your sake, making you feel indebted and obligated. You might find yourself suppressing your own feelings or desires to avoid hurting them, even when it costs you your peace of mind. This dynamic keeps you locked in a role where you prioritize their needs above your own, believing it's an act of love or loyalty. Over time, you lose sight of your boundaries and your identity, all while the manipulator maintains the upper hand under the guise of love. Emotional manipulation disguised as love also distorts communication. Manipulators use veiling threats, silent treatments, or passive-aggressive behavior to control the narrative. Instead of open, honest dialogue, you experience confusion, frustration, and self-censorship. You hesitate to express your true feelings or concerns, fearing backlash or rejection. This breakdown in communication deepens the emotional distance while maintaining an illusion of closeness. You might stay in the relationship hoping things will improve, or because you believe the love is real, but the patterns of manipulation continue to erode your sense of self. This demon is cruel because it isolates you from your support system. Manipulators often discourage you from seeking outside perspectives, framing it as disloyalty or betrayal. They may sow seeds of doubt about your friends, family, or anyone who questions the relationship. This isolation increases your dependence on the manipulator, making it harder to see the situation clearly or break free. The emotional fog thickens, and you might begin to believe that you are the problem or that no one else could understand your experience. Healing from this kind of manipulation requires recognizing the patterns and reclaiming your boundaries and sense of self. It demands courage to confront uncomfortable truths and to stand firm even when the manipulator resists or retaliates. The road to freedom involves learning to trust your instincts and emotions again, to differentiate love from control, and to surround yourself with genuine support that honors your well-being. It's a process of rebuilding your mental strength and reclaiming the narrative of your life. You understanding that love should never be a weapon is key. Real love uplifts, respects, and empowers. It never seeks to dominate or diminish. When you feel manipulated under the guise of love, it's a sign that the relationship is unhealthy and that the person you're dealing with is not acting in your true interest. This realization is painful but necessary. It opens the door to change, to setting limits, and to choosing relationships where love is authentic and freeing, not confining and damaging. The cruelest demon thrives in the shadows of love's deepest needs, twisting them into chains that bind rather than wings that lift. Recognizing this form of emotional manipulation is the first step toward breaking those chains, reclaiming your power, and building a life where love is real, honest, and liberating. Excuses from others are a form of sabotage. Don't let anyone stall your progress. This statement holds a powerful truth about the nature of relationships and the impact they have on your personal journey. When you set out to achieve something meaningful, whether it's a dream, a goal, or a transformation, there will always be voices around you trying to slow you down. Some of those voices come from external circumstances, but many come from people close to you who, intentionally or not, offer excuses that keep you trapped in stagnation. These excuses are more than just words. They are barriers cleverly disguised as concern, caution, or reality checks. Recognizing them as sabotage is essential to protecting your momentum and owning your path forward. Excuses from others come in many forms, but they all share one common purpose: to justify why change isn't possible, why effort won't pay off, or why the risk isn't worth taking. They might say things like, it's too hard, the timing isn't right, you don't have what it takes, or people like you don't succeed at that. These statements sound like warnings or advice, but their real effect is to plant doubt and hesitation in your mind. When you hear enough of these excuses, your own confidence begins to waver. You start wondering if maybe they're right, and maybe the obstacles are too big. Maybe you should hold back. Maybe you should settle for less. What makes this sabotage so dangerous is that it often comes from those you trust and love. Family, friends, colleagues, they might believe they're helping by protecting you from disappointment or failure, but by shielding you with their excuses, they are actually clipping your wings. Their fears become your fears. Their doubts become your doubts. Instead of encouraging you to push through challenges, they give you reasons to stay comfortable, to avoid risk, and to remain stuck in old patterns. This kind of sabotage is subtle, but its impact can be devastating over time. The key to breaking free from this sabotage is to recognize that other people's excuses are not facts. They are opinions filtered through their own experiences, limitations, and fears. When someone says, you can't do it, because it says more about their mindset than your reality. Their excuses are reflections of their boundaries, not yours. Your progress depends on your ability to separate their narratives from your truth. You must learn to listen to your own inner voice, the one that pushes you forward, that reminds you of your potential, and that refuses to settle for less. Progress demands resilience and self-trust. When excuses come at you from all sides, you have to anchor yourself in your mission. Remind yourself why you started, what you're fighting for, and what your vision looks like. The moment you start entertaining others' excuses as reasons to slow down is the moment sabotage begins to take hold. The more you buy into those stories, the harder it becomes to break free. That's why mental toughness includes developing a filter, an ability to discern which advice is constructive and which is a disguised obstacle. Another important factor is surrounding yourself with the right people. Progress flourishes in an environment where support is real, honest, and challenging. True allies don't let you hide behind excuses. They call you out when you're slacking and celebrate when you push past your limits. They understand that growth is uncomfortable and that breakthroughs come when you refuse to accept can't or won't as answers. Being around such people fuels your momentum and helps you resist the sabotage disguised as concern. It's also crucial to examine your own reactions to excuses. Sometimes we internalize other people's doubts and use them to justify our own fears. Excuses from others can become a mirror reflecting our insecurities back at us. The difference between stagnation and progress lies in your willingness to confront those insecurities head on rather than hiding behind the excuses offered by others. When you choose to move despite the noise, you build confidence, skill, and momentum. Every step forward becomes proof that their excuses don't define your limits. Progress is a personal responsibility. You cannot control what others say or think, but you can control how you respond. When someone offers an excuse, you have a choice: accept it and slow down, or reject it and push forward. Rejecting excuses requires courage and clarity. It means accepting that the path will be hard, that you will face setbacks, and that not everyone will support your journey. But it also means embracing the power you have to shape your own destiny regardless of the obstacles or voices against you. Understanding that excuses from others are a form of sabotage empowers you to reclaim your focus. It frees you from the trap of trying to convince everyone or waiting for universal approval. Your progress is not contingent on others' beliefs. It depends on your commitment to yourself. When you refuse to let anyone stall your momentum, you turn their excuses into fuel for your fire. You take control of your narrative and refuse to be limited by the fears, doubts, or insecurities of those around you. Real allies challenge you, even when it's uncomfortable. This is a fundamental difference between those who truly support your growth and those who merely orbit around you for convenience or comfort. True allies aren't just cheerleaders waving pom-poms from the sidelines. They are the people who push you beyond your limits, who ask the hard questions, and who refuse to let you settle for less than your potential. Their support isn't always easy to receive because it often comes wrapped in truth that cuts deep and calls for change. But it's precisely this discomfort that makes their challenge invaluable. When life is smooth and success feels easy, anyone can be a friend. But real allies show up when things get tough. When excuses pile up and when your resolve is tested. They see the cracks in your mindset or behavior before you do, and they don't shy away from pointing them out. This might mean confronting you about habits that are holding you back, calling out inconsistencies between your words and actions, or pushing you to take accountability for decisions that aren't serving you. Their intention isn't to criticize or tear you down, but to build you up stronger by encouraging honest self-reflection and growth. The discomfort that comes from being challenged by a real ally is not a sign of rejection or negativity. It's an expression of genuine care and investment in your future. When someone challenges you, they are essentially saying, I believe in you enough to be honest, even when it's hard. They want to see you succeed, and they understand that growth requires confrontation with uncomfortable truths. These allies don't enable your excuses or protect you from failure. They equip you to face those challenges head on, knowing that the only way to evolve is through persistence and resilience. Accepting challenges from allies also means embracing accountability. It's easy to blame external factors or avoid responsibility when things don't go as planned. But real allies hold a mirror up to your actions and decisions, helping you see where you might be sabotaging yourself. They encourage you to own your mistakes without shame, knowing that accountability is a powerful tool for transformation. This kind of support pushes you beyond complacency and forces you to take control of your narrative, rather than being a passive victim of circumstances. Another key aspect of true allies is their willingness to offer tough love instead of empty comfort. In a culture that often values politeness and avoidance of conflict, real allies break the mold by prioritizing your growth over temporary ease. They won't let you off the hook with half-truths or soothing platitudes when you need a wake-up call. This might feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it prevents long-term damage and keeps you aligned with your goals. Tough love from a trusted ally acts as a catalyst for breakthroughs, forcing you to stretch beyond your comfort zone and redefine what you thought was possible. Real allies also challenge you by holding you to high standards. They don't accept excuses or settle for mediocrity in your life because they know what you're capable of achieving. This expectation can be intimidating to you, especially when you're used to people accepting less or letting you slide. But having someone believe in your potential so strongly that they challenge you to live up to it is a gift. It creates an environment where growth is inevitable because complacency is not tolerated. The push they provide becomes a driving force that propels you forward, even when motivation wanes or obstacles arise. Importantly, real allies challenge you with respect and empathy. Their approach isn't about dominance or control, but about partnership. They balance honesty with kindness, ensuring that their challenges are constructive rather than destructive. This kind of support nurtures trust because you know their intentions are pure. You can be vulnerable and open with them without fear of judgment, knowing that their challenges come from a place of love and belief in your success. You being challenged by an ally also means learning to be comfortable with discomfort. Growth rarely happens in the zone of ease. When you encounter resistance, whether from others or within yourself, it's a sign that you're on the edge of your limits, which is exactly where transformation occurs. Real allies help you lean into that discomfort, teaching you resilience and persistence. They remind you that feeling uncomfortable is temporary, but the gains from pushing through are lasting. Ultimately, real allies are invaluable because they refuse to let you settle for a life less than what you deserve. They don't just celebrate your wins. They actively participate in your growth by challenging your excuses, fears, and limiting beliefs. They understand that true support isn't about making you feel comfortable all the time, but about helping you become the strongest, most capable version of yourself. Their challenges might sting but they are the fuel for your evolution, the tough love that transforms potential into reality, and the unwavering presence that stands with you when the journey gets hard. The secret to mental strength is not avoiding demons, but refusing to let them control your story. This idea cuts deep into the heart of what it means to build resilience and navigate life's toughest challenges. Too many people believe that mental toughness means eliminating all negativity, conflict, or hardship from their lives. They chase an illusion of perfect peace or effortless success, hoping that if they can just avoid the demons, whether those demons are toxic people, inner doubts, past traumas, or external obstacles, they will be free and strong. But true mental strength is not about avoidance. It's about confrontation, mastery, and choice. Demons, in this context, are the inevitable challenges, fears, and toxic influences that everyone encounters. They show up as negative thoughts that whisper you're not good enough, as relationships that drain your energy, as past mistakes that haunt your confidence, or as situations that seem designed to break your spirit. These demons are part of the human experience. They are not signs of weakness or failure. They test your resolve because growth cannot happen without resistance. The key is not to pretend they don't exist or to run away from them, but to stand firm and decide how you will respond. Refusing to let demons control your story means reclaiming your narrative from the forces that seek to define you by your struggles. Every person faces setbacks, but what separates those who thrive from those who falter is the ability to take ownership of their experience without letting the negative aspects dictate their identity or destiny. Mental strength comes from recognizing that while you cannot always control what happens to you, you can control how you interpret, react to, and grow from those events. The demons may be loud and persistent, but your voice, your choice is louder. This refusal to surrender control is an act of courage. It requires you to confront uncomfortable emotions and realities head on rather than bury them or deny them. It means acknowledging pain without letting it become your prison. You learn to see your demons not as masters, but as challenges to overcome forces that reveal your strength rather than diminish it. When you choose to write your own story, you take the power away from those inner voices of doubt and from toxic external influences. You become the author of your life rather than a character controlled by circumstance with you. Part of this process involves setting boundaries, both with yourself and with others. Mental strength grows when you define what you will and won't accept in your life. You refuse to let toxic people dictate your mood or direction. You stop entertaining negative self-talk or destructive habits. You guard your mental space fiercely, knowing that what you allow to live in your mind shapes your reality. This boundary setting is not about shutting down or isolating yourself, but about protecting the space you need to grow and thrive. Another critical element is resilience, the capacity to bounce back when demons knock you down. Refusing to let them control your story means getting up every time you fall and using those falls as fuel rather than excuses to quit. It means shifting perspective to see setbacks as lessons and obstacles as opportunities for growth. This resilience is what transforms pain into power and struggle into wisdom. It's what allows you to keep moving forward, even when the weight of your demons feels overwhelming. Mental strength also involves cultivating a mindset of responsibility. You accept that your story is yours to shape, regardless of past wounds or current challenges. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of pain or hardship, but rather refusing to be defined or limited by them. You take responsibility for your healing, your choices, and your progress. This ownership creates freedom because it places the control firmly in your hands instead of giving it away to fears or external forces. Support plays a vital role in this journey as well. Refusing to let demons control your story doesn't mean going it alone. It means surrounding yourself with people who encourage your growth and challenge you to be better. You're not those who feed your fears or hold you back. Real allies help you see your strength when you doubt it and remind you of your worth when demons try to convince you otherwise. Building mental strength is a balance of inner work and external support. Ultimately, the secret lies in mindset and action working together. It's about developing a powerful inner narrative that refuses to accept defeat and backing it up with consistent steps toward your goals and healing. Your demons will come. They always do. But when you refuse to let them control your story, you reclaim your power, rewrite your path, and transform struggle into strength. This is the essence of mental toughness, the foundation of resilience, and the key to living a life defined not by fear or limitation, but by courage and possibility.